Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dylan, and in the often forgotten province of Manitoba, an election is happening. The Manitoba election will take place on October 3rd, and with that happening, the political landscape in that province is starting to heat up. The contest is seeming to be a tight race between the Progressive Conservative Party and the New Democratic Party. But are there any other parties to talk about? Is there anything else interesting that might happen? Let's explore that throughout the rest of this video. Looking back to the 2019 election, Brian Pallister, the premier of the time, secured a comfortable majority for the Progressive Conservatives against the NDP led by Wab Kinew. Pallister's popularity among Conservatives was driven by his stance on policies like the carbon tax, aligning with premiers from Saskatchewan and Alberta. However, his handling of the COVID-19 response generated criticisms from both sides, with debates about the appropriateness and effectiveness of his measures. His remarks about residential schools also sparked controversy, as they were seen by some as downplaying their impact. As his approval ratings declined, Pallister resigned as PC leader and as premier in September of 2021. And was succeeded by Heather Stefanson. Heather Stefanson, the first female premier of Manitoba, assumed leadership in the midst of the pandemic, yet her approval ratings have consistently ranked as the lowest among Canadian premiers. Several blunders, including ill-advised statements and a conflict of interest controversy involving property sales, have contributed to her declining popularity. Despite this, polls indicate a closely contested race. The NDP, led by Wab Kinew, stands as the main contender against the PCs. Wab Kinew is from the Ojibways of Onigaming First Nation, and he aims to build his party's popularity with proposals addressing the cost of living, healthcare reform, and improving relations between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Manitobans. His charisma and distinction from Heather Stefanson could play a pivotal role in the election outcome. Heather Stefanson's campaign includes promises like parental rights, inspired by Saskatchewan and New Brunswick's approach to trans kids at school, which is that kids below 16 should require parental consent to change their names and pronouns at school. Her government's achievements since 2016 and alignment with conservative values are going to be key campaign points. There aren't many new policies in this election, however, which is not very surprising. Despite the differences between federal and provincial politics and parties, their platforms typically exhibit striking similarities. While I am here, I probably should say something about the Manitoba Liberal Party, led by Dougald Lamont. It represents a centrist alternative, but leans left in comparison to the other major parties. They hold a small number of seats and are viewed as potential spoilers for the NDP. In a scenario where neither the PCs or the NDP secure a majority, the Liberals could influence the selection of the premier, playing the role of kingmaker. Current projections suggest they will probably maintain their position. There are no potential seats for them to gain, and they might even lose one of their seats. There is also a Green Party in Manitoba, but their support isn't concentrated anywhere, unlike the Liberal parties. They aren't expected to win any seats this election, with the closest they have gotten to winning a seat being the Winnipeg district of Wolseley, where they got second place last time and where their new leader is running this time. Overall, this is shaping up to be a two-way race between the NDP and the PC. Considering the election's outlook, the NDP has a slight advantage. An alarming sign for the Progressive Conservatives is that 1/3 of their caucus is not running for re-election, while every single NDP MLA is. However, many NDPers are saying that this race is going to be close and urging against overconfidence. Who will emerge victorious? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it helps me out a lot. But apart from that, have a good rest of your day and see you.